Welcome to the Ask Ralph podcast, where listening to an experienced financial professional can help you make sense of confusing questions, current headlines, and industry trends about taxes, small business, financial decision-making, investment strategies, and even the art of proper budgeting, as Ralph makes the complex simple by sharing his real-world knowledge with all things financial. Now here's your host, Ralph Estep Jr.
Welcome back to another episode of the Ask Ralph Show. I'm your host, Ralph Estep Jr., and today we have a fascinating and potentially disruptive topic to discuss. The lawsuit that could disrupt the U.S. tax system. That's right, you heard me right, folks. This lawsuit could disrupt the entire U.S. tax system. This episode is brought to you by Saggio Accounting, your trusted partner in financial management. So stay tuned as we talk about this potential major disruption.
Ask Ralph will be right back.
Hey, I want to take a few minutes and just tell you about the latest book I've written. The name of the book is Mastering Your Finances, Your Personal Guide to Financial Freedom. And listen, folks, it's not just a book. This is an actual roadmap to securing a thriving financial future. As a seasoned accountant, I penned this book to put the power of financial planning right at your fingertips. This book will transform your financial landscape from a confusing maze of numbers and jargon to a clear and well-trodden path towards prosperity. This book is written for every potential user, from the first-time person trying to get their finances in order to a well-seasoned person who's been trying to do this for a long time. So what I want you to do is to discover the profound impact of strategic planning as you journey through real-life examples, practical tips, and insightful advice. This book is more than a guide. It's a lifeline to financial literacy and independence. This is a way for you to take control of your financial destiny and embrace the freedom that comes with financial stability. This book is an essential read for anyone seeking to navigate the world of personal finance with confidence and ease. The book is available right now on Amazon.com. You just search for the name Ralph Estep, and you can get it either on paperback or on Kindle. So check it out when you get a chance.
And now back to the podcast.
So like I've said many times, if you get value from the Ask Ralph podcast, do me a favor and please leave a review, share it with friends and family or anybody you think can benefit from it. So today we're going to talk about a lawsuit which could potentially disrupt the entire U.S. tax system. Now, if you're a tax nerd like me, this is really interesting to you, but I think everybody can find some value in what we're going to discuss today. So today we're diving in to the case of Moore versus the United States, a case that exploring how a ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court could have significant implications for our tax system as we know it. So let's start by discussing what this case is all about. So the Moore versus United States case. In this case, Mr. Moore, James Moore, filed a lawsuit against the United States government challenging certain provisions of our tax system related to how Social Security benefits are taxed. And we talk about that in another podcast if you're interested. Taxation of Social Security benefits. Currently, Social Security benefits can be subject to federal income tax if an individual's combined income exceeds a certain threshold amount. So what is this constitutional challenge? Mr. Moore argues that taxing his Social Security benefits violates his constitutional rights under various legal theories, such as due process and equal protection clauses. So now let's explore how the U.S. Supreme Court could rule on this case and what potential disruptions it may cause. So, if the U.S. Supreme Court was to rule in favor of Mr. Moore, so if the Supreme Court rules in favor of Mr. Moore, could lead to a significant change in how Social Security benefits are taxed. This ruling might require Congress to revisit and potentially revise existing taxation laws related to Social Security benefits. And this is an area that annoys a lot of my clients. They do not understand why they're paying taxes on Social Security, which was a tax from the beginning. It could also open up avenues for other challenges against different aspects of our tax system based on similar constitutional arguments. So that's what happens if the court rules in favor of Mr. Moore. If they rule against Mr. Moore, let's talk about what that looks like. So if the Supreme Court rules against Mr. Moore, it would uphold current taxation laws related to Social Security benefits, which basically would maintain the status quo and prevent major disruptions to our tax system. So you really see there's the dichotomy, the difference between the two. Now, it's important to note that predicting how the Supreme Court will rule is challenging as it involves complex legal analysis and interpretation. However, it's crucial for taxpayers and financial professionals alike to stay informed about this case's developments and potential implications. If you have concerns or questions about how this case could impact your tax planning strategies, I highly recommend consulting with professionals like Saggio Accounting, who can provide personal advice tailored to your needs. Well, that wraps up today's episode of Ask Ralph Show. I hope this discussion shed some light on the Moore versus United States case and its potential disruptions to our tax system. As always, if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in the future episodes, please feel free to reach out. Like I've said before, you can contact me at ralph@askralph.com. And like I said, please share our podcast. We do this to provide information to folks, and it's as simple as, click share where you're listening to it right now. Write us a review if you find that to be useful. So until next time, stay financially savvy. And remember, this broadcast is brought to you by Saggio Accounting, providing comprehensive financial management solutions for individuals and businesses alike.
Thank you for joining us on the Ask Ralph podcast. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to our next episode. And remember, financial issues don't have to be complicated. Just ask Ralph. The information contained in this episode of Ask Ralph is based on data available as of the date of its release. Saggio Accounting Plus and Ask Ralph Media, Inc. is under no obligation to update this content if changes occur. Applying this information to your specific situation requires careful consideration of all facts and circumstances, and any information provided is not to be considered as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult your tax advisor or attorney before acting on any material covered.